Hey guys, StarCraft here. Well, we're nearing the end of the year, and as I promised, here are my top 5 comic books of 2018. It took me a little bit to try and condense it down to top 5, but I want to keep it short. If I did top 10, I'd probably ramble on a bit too much, but top 5, I've got it down pretty well pat. So, without further ado, let's just start right off with my number 5 pick, Injustice versus Masters of the Universe. Yeah, I know. Tristan or Nerdette from Nerdette's Newsstand had this on the very same thing on her list, but what can I say? We both really liked it for our own reasons. She's an Injustice fan. Me, it was more for the Masters of the Universe books. One thing I do like, I'm sure she didn't know about, was that this is actually a follow-up to the He-Man Thundercats crossover, which I really liked as well, and it's the same artist, Freddie Williams, although in this case, for this one, the writer is Tim Seeley. But that doesn't matter, because in this case, Seeley does something I didn't think any writer would ever do. Have the Master of the Universe deal with the new gods. Those concepts kind of very well fit when you think about it, although I wish Hordak was actually involved. And some of the other ideas Seeley comes up with are just brilliant. I'm surprised no one's ever thought of before. I can't wait for the final issue, so let's see if he can actually wrap things up very well or not. Next on my list is, if you've seen my review of it, shouldn't come as much of a surprise, the Detective Sasquatch one-shot. I really liked this and the backup stories during the Snagglepuss Chronicles, and the origin story given in this was very well done as well. Just the idea of this kooky Sasquatch who's very good at her job but does it in the most quirkiest, weirdest ways. I just got a kick out of it. The artwork for both the backups and the main story in this volume were all very well done. And like I said in my review, Tanya felt very much like a Hanna-Barbera character of the new generation. What wasn't to love about this? Number 3 on my list, this is the only non-DC book on it, would be Ronica from Archie. I will also give a little bit of an honorary mention in this case to Jughead the Hunger, because both of these books from the Archie horror or Madhouse line in the Jughead case are both very good for their own reasons. In the case of, and the main focus here, of course, for Vampironica, up until this point, Veronica has been getting the shaft in most of these Archie books lately. She's been either the uber bitch, Archie's been picking Betty over her, or, in the case of Jughead the Hunger, she actually becomes flat out evil. But in this case, she's the main focus. She's the star. She's the hero. And as you can guess, I have a bit of a liking for Veronica. I don't know. I just like her. Maybe it's because she's the better looker. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the Southern Belle accent in some interpretations. Again, I don't know. But for this case, I'm glad she actually got some love. And I cannot wait for the Jughead, the Hunger versus Vampironica crossover that's going to be happening next year. It looks like it's going to be fun, good, and, again, well handled. Although I'm curious, given how this book ended, how they're going to continue on. Oops, was that saying too much? Number 2 on my list is Action Comic 1000. I am such a huge Superman fan. This just deserves to be on the list for the very fact that it reached that number. And all the stories in there were good. Even the start of Bendis' run was still at least a nice tease for what was happening. Dan Jurgens' story is very good. Every bit of these stories were good. It felt like a celebration for Superman. And what I like best is, again, besides Bendis, but that was still just a tease, none of these were stories that were wrapping up a big plot point or anything like that. No, these were all just self-contained stories that told what they wanted to tell. And it just reminded us why Superman is the first and the best. And number 1 on my list is Batman Damned. Damned is the right word to describe this, because it is just so wow. The artwork is incredible. The storytelling is so interesting. Some of the ideas in here, it was just so incredible. I mean, even the Batawang controversy aside, this was just one of the best books I've read. And I know the last book comes out next year, but hey, 2 of them came out this year, so it counts. This was just so mind-blowing. I just loved it so much. And you guys, if you can ever get copies of it, get it. Get it while you can, if you can. Well, that's my top 5 list. A short video today, but what are you gonna do? I may do a bottom 5 list. I don't know, but hey, let's see what comes up next. Catch you all next time, and see you later.